So how much longer do you think we'll be here?
I think we'll be here as long as it takes.
Well, how long do you think that is? Daniel Ellsberg, 2nd December 1965, Saigon.
What are you doing?
I'm a radio correspondent. I have my own show. Care to comment on our progress?
Our progress? I'd say you coming over here is a good first step.
How is the pacification program going?
Not well. You don't seem particularly pacified.
What kind of success do you think we're having in training the South Vietnamese army and improving their fighting efficiency?
About the same amount of success as I'm having avoiding this interview and asking you to dinner.
Dr. Ellsberg, when can we expect an acceptable outcome here, and what will that be?
I guess we're done here.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
Did you know the lotus is one of the few flowers that bears fruit and petals at the same time?
Does your head hurt with all the information you cram into it?
When they bloom, they get more beautiful with each new ring of petals that open. Quick, over there.
Oh, I like the rain.
It makes you look beautiful.
How'd you get that?
When I was a kid, my mother decided I was going to be a concert pianist. I had a certain amount of talent, I guess, but it was impossible to miss my lack of greatness. Didn't faze her at all. She had complete faith, made me practice endlessly.
Oh.
When I was 15, on the 4th of July, my father fell asleep at the wheel. And I woke up in the hospital a day later, and they told me my mother and sister had died. I remember my first thought when they told me was, I won't have to practice piano anymore. And I never played again. Tell me about your radio show.
Well, I see somebody who's interesting, an artist, a politician, anybody.
The officer in the bar.
Sometimes.
Mm-hmm.
And I go after them. It's called Patricia Marks Interviews.
Yeah, listen, if I was back home.
No, it only airs in New York.
Then I'd move to New York.
Why don't you? Why don't you come back with me in a few weeks?
I'm so glad you're here.
Me too.
Your door was open. You want to help me in with my bags? They're outside the front door.
What are you doing?
Well, seems to be an elephant in the room with us. This war was wrong from the start, and it just keeps growing exponentially.
It's not about the war. It's not about Vietnam. It's never been about Vietnam. It's always been about domestic politics. How to stay in office, win the election. The fear has always been, if you lose there, you lose here. So it's escalating, just like '64. Nixon's quadrupled the number of bombing sorties across into Cambodia.
Dan, this administration has nothing to gain and everything to lose if these papers come out.
Peace isn't a political goal, it's a human goal. Just being around me puts you at risk, Patricia.
I know. Not going anywhere.